In the meantime, as promised, we do have television and time announcements for games of October 10th. Directly from our email here. So Tulane at Temple, that game will be noon Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Central Time start, and will be televised on either ESPNU or ESPN News. That network will be chosen after the games of October 3rd. Syracuse at USF, that will be a 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time start on CBS Sports Network. UConn at UCF will be a 3:45 Eastern Time start on ESPNU. Louisiana Monroe at Tulsa will be 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, and will be on ESPN3. East Carolina at BYU, that will be a 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time start on ESPNU. Previously announced for that day, Navy at Notre Dame will be on NBC at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. SMU at Houston will be on ESPN2, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's on Thursday, October 8th. And an open dates that week will be Cincinnati and Memphis. Be updated on our website shortly. Those are games of the week of October 10th. Again, up next will be Justin Fuente from Memphis. Tigers are 4-0 overall, 1-0 in the conference. Memphis has won school record 11 straight games, dating to last season, obviously. That is behind only Ohio State and TCU for the longest active winning streak in the country nationally. Ohio State has won 17 straight, and TCU has won 12 straight. And we've been joined by Coach Justin Fuente from Memphis, and the Tigers are 4-0 overall, 1-0 in the American Athletic Conference. Memphis was in action this past Thursday against Cincinnati. Memphis won the game 53-46. Up next for the Tigers will be this Friday as they go to USF for a 7 p.m. Eastern Time start. Game will be televised on ESPN2. Coach, thanks so much for joining us on the call today. If you would take a minute to tie up the back-and-forth win against Cincinnati, and then tell us what you expect to see Friday as you hit the road to face USF, please.
Well, obviously we had a tough game with Cincinnati. Happy to get a win against a real quality team. We got another tremendous challenge. South Florida was off last week, and we got to travel to their place and play on Friday night. So hopefully we'll have a great week of practice and get ready for another game.
We'll take questions for Coach Fuente, please. Star 1 on your telephone to join the queue. The operator will introduce you.
We'll go first to Brian Moss with TigerSportReport.com.
Hey, Coach, if I didn't know it, I think you like these shootout, high-scoring games, huh?
I don't really like them. I like the fact we found a way to win, but I just think we've got to continue to improve everywhere, and hopefully we can improve defensively and start to maybe not get in as many of these high-scoring shootouts, but I am happy to win them. It's a lot better than an alternative.
Oh, yeah. When you take a look at the film and take a look at your defense, you're giving up a lot of yardage. Is there any one thing in particular that you notice glaring coming from the defense?
Well, I don't think you can give up 700-some-odd yards and it just be one thing. I think there's a bunch of things in the passing game particularly that we've got to improve on. We're playing some new guys out there all over the place, not just in the back end, but we have not gotten much pressure on the quarterback. We have at times been beaten in man coverage and at times been beaten in zone coverage. So I think it's a function of the entire defense. It's not from a lack of continuing to try and work and get better, but that's our challenge. It's a challenge to our coaches and a challenge to our kids is let's continue to improve these new guys that are playing for us. Hopefully we can continue to get better, and we've seen glimpses of them just through the first 4 games playing pretty well at times. Obviously not as often as we'd like, but the challenge for us is to continue to get better in all areas.
And South Florida has the second best defense in the American Conference. When you take a look at them, what stands out to you?
Well, their defensive front is the first thing. Not that they're not good in the back end, because they are, but to me, when you just watch the film, you look at their front seven, it's pretty impressive. They just got size and athleticism, and those front guys, and some depth. Just got some very good players out there. They've done a great job with their scheme. They're physical. They run to the football, and their scheme is very sound. So it'll be an incredible challenge for us.
Good deal. Appreciate it, and thanks a lot.
You bet.
We'll go next to Jeff Odom from the Tampa Bay Times.
Hey, Coach. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Just wanted to ask you, when you took over Memphis a couple of years back, it was a program that had been stuck in a rut for a long time, and you've kind of, obviously changed the culture there and turned the program around. What was the key to turning around Memphis in the time that you've been there?
Well, for me, it was a couple things. One, we had a great core group of kids. And even really since our very first year when we weren't having success, we had a really good core group of kids. We just didn't have enough of them to really get it turned immediately. But we had a really good core group of kids that stuck with it, that would really do anything we asked them to do in order to give themselves a chance to win. And ultimately, they were rewarded last year, with a pretty good season. So one was a core group of kids. The other was a core group of coaches. We've got a fantastic coaching staff here. We've had some great continuity. We've lost a couple guys to really good jobs, but for the most part, every guy on our staff has turned down some other opportunity in order to stay here and help build this program. So a core group of kids and a core group of coaches, I think, have been the biggest thing to us getting kind of back up on our feet.
Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
We'll go next to Dan Tortora with Dan Tortora Broadcast Media.
Hey, Coach. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. I just kind of want to look back at that game with Cincinnati and Hayden Moore, 557 pass yards. Tommy Tuberville had said that he had never seen a quarterback in his time ever do that after never playing for any team at a collegiate level before that. What can you say about being on the other side of it?
Well, I didn't enjoy it. Obviously, I have a tremendous amount of respect for what the kid accomplished and how they played offensively. I wish it wasn't on us, but he hung in there, made some really good throws, and I don't want to take anything away from Hayden. They're very talented on the outside, but he put some balls on the money. I mean, there were times when we were there in good coverage, and and he still put the ball right on the money. And then there was times when they ran by us, but just really a fantastic performance on their part.
And then looking on the other side to your quarterback, just how Paxton Lynch has evolved and how the team has responded to his evolution as a leader.
Well, it's kind of hard to accurately describe. He's just come so far since his first day here on campus. Obviously, the kid has got incredible natural gifts, but he's worked really hard to continue to improve and hone those gifts and become more comfortable in who he is, comfortable in his own leadership style. He's very calm and collected on game day. I think the kids respond to that and really know that he's a guy that they want to turn to. And obviously, as he plays better, it becomes easier for him to lead. And, this is kind of what he needed, is to play well so that it would kind of pave the right way for his leadership style.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
You bet.
And we'll go next to Joey Knight with the Tampa Bay Times.
Justin, there were some games in Paxton's infancy as a Memphis starter that, he had some really rough outings. What did you see in him during those first few starts that prompted you to stick with him?
Well, there was a couple things. First of all, when Paxton was a freshman, one of the problems was that we weren't good enough around him to help him.
Mm-hmm.
We played a Cincinnati team Paxton's freshman year out here in a closely fought ball game and had like 7 drops. And Paxton wasn't perfect, don't get me wrong, but I feel like as he's grown up, so have the guys around him, and they've begun to play better and be more efficient. So I think that's helped. But we saw a kid that very rarely made the same mistake twice. I mean, he was always learning from what had happened. He's a very good listener. We felt we could see his natural talent. I mean, you don't find guys that are that tall that can run like he can run every day. And so we knew he had the talent. He had the work ethic to continue to improve. So we felt pretty comfortable staying with him. I mean, were there times when I thought about giving him a little break his freshman year? Yeah, sure, there were. But we really felt like, between the guys around him playing better and him continuing to improve, that we were getting a lot out of it.
I imagine there was an element of toughness there, too, because he got sacked an awful lot at the beginning, right?
Yeah, that's correct. And we were, like I said, we weren't as competent around him as we are now. But, I've talked to Paxton about this on multiple occasions, but there's nothing better than playing the quarterback position well, and there's nothing in sports worse than playing it poorly. And to be out there and not have success and kind of handle the criticism that comes with that. And, he played in front of a really popular older player, too. In my estimation, obviously I'm the head coach, in my estimation, he did that because it was the right thing to do for the team. He was the better player. But he still had to handle all of that stuff. And I think that's helped him. That's helped him socially. It's helped him as a leader. It's helped him, have a little bit more grit and toughness about him because nobody likes those things. Nobody likes taking, nobody likes having their shortcomings pointed out and taking criticism. But you can learn from it and you can become better from it, and he's certainly done that.
Appreciate it.
You bet.
Coach, we thank you for your time this afternoon and look forward to talking to you again next Monday.
No problem. Appreciate it.